think we're live. I think. Yeah. Happy Thursday, everyone. We're doing a little hour flow today. We have a very challenging chant layer. So I'll walk you through it at the very end. And same thing if you're not feeling like chanting today, you can turn the volume down. We won't be chanting till the very end. Happy Thursday. You might need a pillow or something to grab a seat on. What I would suggest is that you lie on your back first. You can join me for a second, and we'll just kind of create some space around the knees so that we can find a nice, comfortable sit on our heels in a minute. So, glad you're with me. Happy Thursday. Let's get our flow on. Go ahead and roll on down. Draw the left knee into the chest, and just give yourself a couple of circles at the ankle and the shin. Drawing the heel towards the seat, but not forcing anything. Just allowing the front of the knee, creating a little space here. Circle it the other way. And then holding the front of the shin, press your knee forward until you can get a little traction. You'll feel the back body starting to find a little bit more space between the vertebrae, stretching the muscles along the spine. Should feel good. Let the head and neck relax. Try not to use any of your core muscles. And then go ahead, release, and we'll switch sides. Draw the right knee into the chest. Give yourself a couple of circles. Circle it the opposite way. Draw the heel towards the seat, but with no force. Just kind of opening up the front of the knee so that we can sit on our heels in a moment. And then press the knee forward. Give yourself a little traction. Oh, that feels so good. We're creating some space for the back body, stretching the muscles from upper back all the way down to the lower back. And then come on back down. Hug the knees into the chest. Give yourself a little rock from side to side. Massage the muscles along the spine. For those of you that are just joining, we're just warming up the front of the knees and the spine so that when we come to a seat, we can find a nice, comfortable seat. Cross your shins, rock and roll forward and backward. Let's just do this for a long time. Woo! And then come on up to your seat. If possible, face me so that you're on the long side of your mat. You're facing the long side of the mat instead of the short side of your mat. And we're going to try to sit on our heels. I like to start with a little cushion, give myself a little space for the knees to open up. Nice way to get comfortable and connect with the breath, and the spine's really long. You choose, if you're not comfortable sitting on your heels, go ahead and cross your legs, and then we'll find a different variation for you later when we start doing work from here. All right, we made it to Thursday. To be honest, I don't even know what day it is anymore. I just know that I'm waking up and trying to seize the day and trying to find that silver lining each time I wake up. Today was easy, yesterday wasn't. So wherever you're experiencing your start to your day, go ahead and close the eyes. We'll create the mood, the tone for our day just by letting go of some of those thought patterns. Exhale them out. As you bring your awareness to your breath, starting to connect a little bit deeper, and helping to slow the activity in your mind down. And I'd like you to inhale a word, a feeling, or a pattern that you'd like to invite into your day. I'll give you an example. Mine's going to be acceptance to whatever arises today. And I'd like yours to be something that helps you kind of towards that silver lining of whatever you're wanting to try to invite into your day, especially if you woke up on the wrong side of the bed. So exhale anything that you need to out, any physical, mental, emotional tension, and then bring an equality into that inhalation. You're planting the seeds, you're steering the mind in a direction that's beneficial for self. After you breathe in, hold the breath for a second. imagine that word, that feeling is moving into your heart space. And then exhale any resistance. Let's try that a couple more times. Each time you inhale, bring in the quality, bring in the word, bring in whatever is helping you find more ease. Start your day off positive energy. And let go of those things that distract you or sidetrack you. Being that greatest expression of self. Good. Give it 2 more rounds of breath just like that. Reprogram in the morning. 1. Letting go of those thoughts, the imagination, trying to reprogram the mind. Just let go of that. And let it take you 2 or 3 breaths before you fully open the eyes. Let the eyes be heavy, relax, slightly out of focus. Really simple, but usually feels good, and it's a nice way to kind of reboot before we start our flow today, so we're not just doing a physical practice. But we will start our physical practice. So bring your palms onto your knees. If you're sitting cross-legged, you can slide your hands under your shins. If you're sitting like I am in Vajrasana, sitting on your heels, you can bring your palms to your quads. And then as you inhale, lift the sternum, lift the chest, move the chin away from the chest. If comfortable, take your focus up. And then as you exhale, walk the fingertips forward, draw the navel up and back, round the spine. So you're feeling this in the upper back and mid back, maybe even the lower back, creating a little separation. And then as you inhale, bring the palms to the tops of the quads, lift the arch in the chest, and then as you exhale, draw the navel up and back. Give yourself 3 more of these mobilizers for the spine. We're going to play with some different variations. Let's see how you're responding, how your back is experiencing movement right now. Good. When you finish that last one, you can keep seating on your pillow, your bolster, or you can grab a seat on your heels for this one. You can do this sitting cross-legged if you want, or if you want to join us just with the knees, we're going to play with some variations with our arms in a cactus T. So separate your palms and come into your cactus field goal formation. As you exhale, bring your palms and forearms together. Same thing, round the spine, draw the elbows up and back into your core as you round the spine. And then as you inhale, lift the palms and elbows as far as they'll go without separating, and then separate the elbows as far back as they'll go without separating the palms. Slowly come back to that starting point. Reverse it, send it up, palms, elbows, and start to round the spine as you exhale. Initiate with the inhale, start to lift, and feel a little resistance as you explore. Try 2 more rounds. These cow and cat tilts, exploring a little shoulder, upper back mobilization. Last one. Next time you bring your palms and forearms together, pause when your elbows are about the height of your shoulders. And then from here, I'm going to turn to the side a little bit. Lift your elbows so you feel resistance. Move the thumbs away from the face. Right when you feel that the deltoid and some of those muscles starting to kind of quiver a little bit, stay there and lift the head and neck, pull back from side to side. Thumbs are still moving away from the face as you lift the forearms and the elbows. Good. One more round of breath. Good. And then we'll separate the elbows, bringing the hands behind the head, pressing the head back, and the palms lifting the sternum and the chest. Your knees are probably feeling something a little bit by now. Take your elbows over to your right. And keep the side stretched. Keep pressing back as you lengthen and extend through that left side body. Breathe slowly, fully, deeply. And then reach out with your right fingertips. Let them come to the floor. Shift your hips slightly to the left and explore the breath. Try to breathe longer, slower, fuller, and deeper into that left side body. Maybe let the head drop just a little bit so you have a little bit more space. 2 more rounds of breath. Let that left shoulder drop as you reach for the left fingertips. 1 more. Keep the side stretch. Keep the right hand as far away from the body as it is, but walk it forward so it's in line with your knees. Shift your weight into that right knee. And extend your left leg. So we'll go for a little variation of side plank. Place the left hand behind the head and lean back into it and see if you can find a little bit more breath here. Left side body. And then push strongly into the pinky toe side of your left foot. Yeah. So you feel a little bit more resistance. Keep breathing into that space. Right knee stays where it is. Left leg stays where it is. Rise all the way up and tee the arms. Slide that left hand down the left IT bend, lower above the knee. Keep the left toes turning forward, and we'll take that side stretch. Right arm up and over the ear. So you're going to feel the left side shrinking just a little bit. With each inhale, lift through the left side body, and then fold a little bit deeper over to your left. Lift and lengthen. Exhale, move deeper into that side stretch. 1 more round. And when you rise up, right palm cups the left ear. Left hand drapes around the waist. Slowly drop that chin towards the chest and then back. Towards the chest and then back. Find your spot for your trapezius stretch. Hang out right there. And we're going back over to that easy side plank, right hand to the floor. Left leg lifts off the floor, a little modified version of half moon pose. And then you can choose Shavasana variation, bending the left leg, reaching back with the left hand for the ankle, drawing the heel in towards the seat. We already did a little bit of quad stretching just by sitting down. And then if you want to open the front of the hip, move the heel away from the seat as you inhale, and then exhale, pull it back in. If you want to go deeper, flip your palms so your biceps facing up and you're grabbing the big toe side of the foot. Inhale away. I like dropping my right ear on this one so I feel a little bit more of a trapezius stretch on the left side. Exhale, pull it in. Last round. Good. As you come back, slide your left knee next to the right, back to your seat. It's a Lolasana party and you're all invited. Lolasana is our pendulum pose. We're going to try to lift up and use some of our arm strength and our core strength to draw the knees in. I'm going to turn so that you can see me. You can face forward. Palms underneath the shoulders, just in front of the knees or right next to the knees. And then we're going to lean forward, push into the palms, and try to lift the knees off the floor. Keep pushing down and lift your right heel up into your seat and lower to the top of the foot. Lift your left heel, lower. 5 more breaths. So that's 10 more count. If you're breathing nice and long and slow. Last 3 breaths. Good. Come on back down. Hopefully that woke up the core and started turning the heaters on just a little bit. Yeah. Inhale the palms up. Cactus T the arms. And then bring the hands behind the head. Press the head back into the palms. We'll take a side stretch to the left this time. To your left, lean back into the palms. Maybe shift your hips to the right a little bit. And go big with breathing into the right side body. Right hand stays, left hand reaches out. Fingertips or palm to the floor. Right arm up and over the ear. Let the right shoulder drop down a little bit. Maybe the left ear drops towards the left shoulder. Create a little space here. We keep reaching with the right fingertips and breathe slowly, fully, and deeply into that right side body. Good. The left hand's going to stay as far away from the body as it is. Just slide it forward so it lines up with your knees. Slide that right leg out to easy side plank. Push down strongly with the left hand and try to press your weight to the pinky toe side of the right foot. Stay here. We added a variation if you want to lean back into it or take any other variation of your side plank. Should feel good. We should really find more space to breathe slowly, fully, and deeply. Good. Push into your left hand, rise all the way up, tee the arms, and then we'll take the right hand down the right IT bend. Slide it down until you feel your resistance. Lift and expand through the left side body, but also lift through the right side body, the side that's getting shortened. Inhale, lift through the right side body. Maybe exhale, move a little deeper. 2 more rounds of breath. Slowly inhale. And soften as you exhale. You got it. 1 more round. Good. Rise back up. We're going back to our easy side plank. This time, lift your right leg off for your variation of half moon pose. Option of Chapasana, bending the right leg, reaching back with the right hand. Quad stretch, drawing the heel towards the seat. And then opening up the front of the hip by moving the heel away from the seat. Maybe flipping the palm like you did before. Drawing the heel in as you exhale. Moving the heel away as you inhale. I like to drop my left ear to create a little bit more space for that shoulder to open up, the front of the chest to open up. Last one. Great. Slide on down. Good. Grip your right hand around your waist. Bring your left palm to your right ear for a little trapezius stretch. Maybe drop the chin towards the chest and away to find those areas where you're starting to feel a little bit of resistance and breathe into that space. Good. We've got 1 more round. Lalasana. All right. Bring your palms right alongside of your knees. Hug your elbows in. Hold the knees up as you exhale into the chest and then start to lift 1 heel at a time. Keep breathing. 5 more. Lift, lower, lift, lower. Last 3, 2, 1. And as you lower down, give your wrists a little circle. Move some of that energy around. Wakes up the core really quickly. And then 1 at a time, pull the fingers of the right hand or left hand back, whichever one you're starting. You can stay here, or you can bring it up to the quad, and then roll the shoulder blade down. Good. 1 more big inhale. Opening up that area of forearm where it connects to the muscles in the hands and wrists. And shake that out. We'll do the other side. So flip the fingers. This could be your spot to hang out. This one's a little bit more intense, so don't force your way into it. Either way, you're still getting that forearm or stretch. These are nice to do before we go into our first down dog. Then you're sensitive to this area. When you go into that first down dog, you know exactly where you don't want to drop your weight into your wrists. So be really active with your fingertips, shooting good energy at everybody. All right, imagine shooting that good energy forward as you move into table pose. We're going to right into our down dog, so walk your hands and palm print forward, push forward and down, lift your seat, chest towards the thighs, actively press forward as you pedal out 1 leg at a time. I'm going to move some of this stuff out of the way while you pedal. Good. First down dog, actively push forward. Draw the navel up and back. Last round of breath. Guide yourself forward to plank. Let's bring the knees to the floor. Little half push-ups. So I don't want you to bend the elbows all the way. Just lean forward, pause right there, press back. If you feel like going deeper, go a little bit deeper. But as you look at your elbows, maybe just 1 at a time, make sure the head of your shoulder is not dropping below the height of your elbow. Use your core muscles to hold and stabilize you. Use the muscles of adduction, squeezing the thighs, and then lower down. Good. Replace your palms with your elbows, Sphinx pose. And then we'll roll the shoulder blades down as we move the heart forward. Inhale, press to the tops of the toes. Exhale, push into your knees, lift your hips off the floor, round the spine, tuck your chin chest. Lower back down, move the heart forward. Shoulder blades down the spine, cow tilt. And then exhale for your cat tilt. Keep breathing into it. Last one. Pause in your Sphinx pose. Stay right here if you want to feel a little bit more press into your palms and lift your elbows off the floor. Guide your ribs towards your wrists. So ribs move towards the wrists, wrists move energetically towards the wrists, but you're actually not moving the hands at all. Good. And then lower your forearms down, tuck your toes under. Squeeze and lift until you're in forearm plank. Press back into your heels. 3 breaths here before we move side plank to the left. 2 more breaths, squeeze the inner thighs. Draw the biceps towards each other. 1 more breath. Good. Walk your big toes together, pivot your heels to the left or right hand, and stay on the floor for balance, or push down into the left forearm. You need to swing that left hand over to the right side of your mat. That's a great modification. Stay here, start to lift the right leg. It's a little star pose. Going back to your forearm plank, try not to lower down, 3 breaths. We're gonna heat it up. We've only got an hour class, so we're picking up the pace a little bit. Walk your big toes together, pivot your heels to the right, left palm to the floor, stack your hips, lift your right hip bone, maybe left hand to the sky, maybe left leg. 2 more breaths, 1 more. Back to your forearm plank, and lower down. Guide your heart forward, Sphinx pose for 3 breaths, or replace your elbows with your palms. Heart forward, chest forward, shoulder blades rolling down as you move the ribs forward. Press back to your down dog. Settle it out. Push actively forward with your palms. Shift your weight to your right foot. Inhale the left leg to the sky. Toes pointing down. Rise up on the tops of your right toes, left heel a little higher. And then lower the right heel, feel calf, hamstring. Do that 2 more times. Rise up to the toes, bow a little deeper, left heel high. And then lower the right heel down. Last one. Lift. And lower. Left knee to the forehead. Inhale the left leg to the sky. Look slightly forward. And then exhale round. So it's a soft, subtle cat tilt and cow tilt. 2 more rounds of breath. Last one. The next time you draw the knee in, look forward. Step the left foot to the front of your mat. Lower the right knee down. Left hand to your left quad. Right hand to your sacrum. Go back to the breath and just pulse and start to open up the front of your right hip. So we're trying to release that hip flexor so as if you've been sitting a lot, or maybe you've been running a lot, biking a lot because there's not too much else to do, this muscle gets really tight. So find your foundation here. Your left foot and your right knee should be hip distance. Go back to your cactus field goal arms. Exhale the elbows in. Pause. Round the spine. And then inhale. Slowly rise up, just like you did before. As high as you can go without separating. Separate the elbows. And as far back as you can go without separating the palms, palm base. Exhale, reverse it. Pull the navel up, round the spine, and then inhale, guide it forward, lift the heart, chin, and chest. Great, guys. 2 more rounds of breath. Big inhale. Last round. This time as you come down, place your palms inside of the left leg, or bring your forearms inside of the left leg, or your variation of lizard pose. If you're going deeper, tuck the right toes under, release the right knee, hug to the midline. If you can't get enough, fingertips forward. Keep walking the fingertips away from your right heel and hug the left knee towards the midline. 1 more round of breath, and then walk your palms back. Right hand stays, left palm to the sky. Take your twist, and from your twist, reach to the back of the space, slow circle, look forward, and just follow. Rotating that shoulder, creating more space with these windmills of the arms. Last one, open it up, stack the shoulders right on top of each other. Left arm lines up with right. Drop into that left hip, press back with your right heel, and then lower the right knee. Straighten the left leg. If you need to walk your hands back or use your blocks. If you don't feel anything, walk your fingertips forward. We're going to press on the gas with the left foot, so push down with the toe pads, and then flex the foot. Push down with the toe pads, flex the foot. One more. Push down, pause right there. Try to get the toes moving towards the floor, and then flex. Standing split on the left leg. Bend the left leg. Walk the right foot in, or just send it straight up to the sky. Relax the muscles of the face. Relax the jaw. The hands can be in front of you, or alongside of you, or you can reach back for that left calf with your left hand. Good. Place your right knee on top of your left calf. Lower the right foot behind the left about a foot so the toes are lined up with your heel. Squeeze to the midline, wobbly chair. Hug the inner thighs together. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And then send the palms up. Your focus is important here. If you want to, you can keep the left knee on top of the calf and pull the toes up. If you want to go deeper, palms into prayer. Rest them on top of your left thigh. Great, everybody. One more round of breath. Palms to the floor. Step the right leg all the way back. Give it just a little twist to clear. Good. Lower the left palm, left leg to the sky. Finish by tapping the left knee to the right tricep. Take that left leg all the way across the mat, pivot the right heel, and send the right palm to the sky. Push down strongly with your right hand. If you want to feel more, hover your left leg off the floor. If you're going for it, we've opened up the hamstring, grab the foot, and send it forward. Plank pose. Lower down. Come into your version of cobra or up down. And then take the knees a little wider than the hips. Child's pose. Press the chest back. If you want to keep the energy up and you want to move into dolphin or an inversion, we're going to be here for another 5 breaths. So shape your variation. Slow it down in child's pose. Or play with keeping the energy up. Wherever you're at, make sure the breath is still present. Make sure you're still present with the breath. And enjoy reconnecting. Yeah. Good to see everybody. 2 more rounds. 1 more. Good. If you're not in child's pose, come back to your child's pose. I'm going to flip around the other way so that I can see you for the second side. Good. Come back to your table. Walk your hands with palm print forward. Tuck your toes under. Down dog. Side 2. I'm excited about it. I hope you are too. Push actively forward with your palms. Right leg to the sky. Toes pointing down. Really lift up through that right heel. Now lift your left heel off the floor. Bow towards your thigh. Keep the right leg high. And then slowly lower the left heel so you feel the calf, hamstring resisting a little bit. Lift, chest towards the thighs. Right leg high. Slowly lower the left heel. 1 more round. Left heel high. Right heel higher. Keep it there. Left heel lowers. Right knee to the forehead. Round the spine. Inhale, look slightly forward towards the thumbs as you send the right leg to the sky. Little cow tilt. Rounding with the exhale. Looking forward. 2 more rounds of breath. 1 more. Draw the right knee to the forehead and look forward. Step the right foot all the way to the hands. Lower the left knee to the floor. We made it. Right hand on top of the right thigh. Left hand to the sacrum. Just pulse into it. So the ribs are lifting. The tailbone is lengthening down while we're pulsing. We're not trying to scoot the lower back and the heart. Just lengthen down and keep the ribs lifting. Good. So right foot, left knee are about hip distance. Find your foundation. Yeah. And then cactus field goal of the arms. Draw the elbows in. Use your core muscles to round as you take your cat tilt inside of the right leg. And then as you inhale, guide the heart, elbows, drishti forward. Lift those arms as high as they'll go without separating. And then your finale, sinking into that cactus field goal arms. Reverse it. Use the breath. Help yourself lift with the inhale. Lift the ribs and chest. 2 more rounds. Great, guys. 1 more. The next time you bow inside of the right leg, bring your palms or your elbows to the floor or your version of lizard pose. Stay here or tuck the left toes under. Release the knee. Stay here or walk the fingertips the opposite direction of your left foot. So in opposition, heel and hands are moving away from each other. Hug the right knee towards the midline. You'll feel it. 1 more round of breath. Good. Walk your hands back. Left hand stays. Right hand to the sky. Reach for the back of your space with the right hand. And then let it slowly circle, backstroking through the air, windmilling the arm, creating more range of motion. You'll start to feel that right hip, that right glute. Don't worry, we're coming down soon. Next time you reach the right palm to the sky, stack the right palm over the left, line it up, sink into the right hip, push back with your left heel. Lower the right hand to the floor, lower the left knee to the floor, straighten the right leg. It's nice when a hamstring stretch actually feels like we are softening, right? Walk your hands back or forward, depending the depth that you need to feel for that hamstring stretch. And then put the gas on with the right foot, and then flex it. Pull the toes towards the shin. So we're just playing with these 2 movements, finding a little bit more space in the ankle and stretching the calf muscle. This is going to prepare us for our standing split, which we're going into right now. Bend your right leg, walk your hands forward, and then extend that left leg to the sky. Let the crown of the head drop towards the floor. Maybe your hands are on blocks, maybe they're walking towards your right foot, maybe they're grabbing the right foot. You choose. Let your body tell you what you need. Great. And then both hands in front of the right foot, bend the right knee, place the left knee on top of the right calf, line your left toes up behind your right heel. So really squeeze to the midline with your inner thighs to help you lift for your wobbly chair pose. Good. Find your focal spot, especially if you're lifting the left foot off the floor. Especially if you're bringing your palms into prayer or going deeper into the posture, palms on top of the right thigh. Good. Everybody bring the palms to the floor. Step your left leg all the way back. Just a clearing breath. Left hand stays. Right palm to the sky. Bring it out. Finishing off, right leg to the sky. 1-legged dog. And then right knee taps over to the left tricep. Good. So you're crossing the body. Slide your right foot across the body. Straighten the leg. Left palm to the sky. You got it. Some of you are lifting the right leg up or playing with the deeper variation. Cool? Vinyasa. Plank pose, lower down. Cobra. Or up dog. And we're all going to do child's pose a little differently though. So squeeze your knees together in table pose. Tuck your toes under. Walk your palms so that you're right in table. Knees and toes touching. Thread your right arm under, across and through. Stay here or push the floor away with your left hand. If you're able to, bend your right elbow and bring your palms into prayer and lengthen the spine. Some of you might have to move that right elbow forward to find this extension. And if you find a lot of space here, and you can reach that right hand across the body for the left heel, go a little deeper into your twist, and walk the left fingertips forward. All of these are great variations. Choose the one that you can still breathe in. Two more rounds of breath. One more. And then go ahead and walk the palms back. With the toes tucked under, grab a seat on your heels. Bring your palms to the floor and lift your knees off the floor. If you've got knee issues, take chair pose and twist that right elbow outside of the left knee. If this low squatting chair is working, right elbow outside of the left knee. Squeeze to the midline, maybe bring it into prayer. Connect with your breath. Lengthen the spine with the inhale and push the left palm into the right with your exhale. Some of you like your arm balance. If you're doing the arm balance, swing your knees to the right, a quarter turn, right elbow outside, the left knee, and the right hand reaches for the floor. Left hand finds the left hip, guided about a foot and a half forward. Hug your left elbow to the midline, and then lean forward. Keep bending your left elbow until your left hip catches the left elbow. 2 points of connection is easier than just the right elbow to the left knee, 1 point of connection, which is the traditional version. All right? Good luck, safe flying. We'll come back to sitting on our heels, untuck the toes. Give yourself a moment to connect with your breath. Good. And then we'll come right back into our table pose. And this time, from table, the left arm threads under and through. Make sure your knees and toes, your ankles are touching. Thread that left arm under and through. It's a little tighter version of the spinal twist. Either push the floor away with the right hand or palms in prayer, stack. Some of you will have to move that left elbow forward, or right hand stays left hand outside of the right knee, reaching for your foot. This is when you're glad you didn't have breakfast before you did yoga, or you had a light breakfast. Keep breathing. 2 more rounds of breath. 1 more, and then come back to your seat. Grabbing a seat on the heels once again, or going up into your chair pose, twist, left elbow outside of the right knee. Hook the left elbow outside, palms into prayer, whether your heels are on or off the floor, lengthening the spine with the inhale and pressing with the exhale. If you're taking the arm balance, swing your knees a quarter turn to the left elbow outside of the right knee, bring the palm towards the floor, so you're going to have to lean forward a little bit, and walk your right hand so it's even, aligned with the left, hug your right elbow in, swing your hips over to the right elbow, and lift. This one takes a little while to work on. If it's not happening, don't worry about it. Just keep focusing on your twisted qualities. Get twisted. And then come on back down to sitting on your heels. Okay, so come back to your table pose. Knees are under the hips, palms are under the shoulders. Keep the knees and hips in alignment. Don't move your hips forward or backward, but move your palms forward for puppy pose. We'll give ourselves a little stretch for the upper back and shoulders. If the forehead on the floor isn't enough resistance, start to bring the chin to the floor or the chest to the floor. Great, guys. One more round of breath. Good. Bring your elbows down to the floor. Slide forward to Sphinx pose. And we'll take our pec stretch here. Left arm out to the side like a wing, straight arm. Roll to your left. Easy dancer pose. The right hand reaches back, grabs the right foot, similar to what we did when we were in our version of Little Half Moon. Kick the right heel away from you to move a little bit deeper. Two more rounds of breath. We flowing. This hour goes fast, doesn't it? We still got 20 minutes. We're gonna take a nice back bend before we slow things down. Good. And then roll back to center. Come back to your Sphinx pose. Right arm out to the side like a wing. Extend it. Roll it on over. Bend your left leg. Reach back with your left hand, ankle, or flip the palm. Big toe side of the foot. Bicep to the sky. Keep breathing and enjoy that opening of the front of your body. Good. Come on down for a second. Come to Sphinx pose. Elbows under the shoulders, guide the ribs forward, and bend your legs. Draw the toes towards each other, and then move the heart forward and lift. If Dhanurasana isn't working for you today, this is a great posture. We're going to go into bow pose, and the fun part, I'm going to scooch over to my left a little bit so you can see. The fun part is we're going to roll to the right. I hope you don't get stuck in this position. So we'll reach back, have a peek first, kick the heels away. We'll have 5 breaths here, and then we'll roll to the right. So you're on that right shoulder, maybe even bridge pose. And then rolling back to center, you gotta keep the hips lifted. Are you ready? Let's try it. Dhanurasana. Grab onto the ankles. Guide your heart forward. Draw your toes away from the crown of the head. So the feet are moving in opposition of the head and the heart is moving forward. Keep lifting for 3, 2, you gotta keep lifted. Roll to your right. You might need a little bit of momentum to get over there. This will open up that shoulder. Stay here. Or flip it into your bridge. Keep the hips high as you roll back, so slide that right foot next to the left. And then go ahead and release. Elbows under the shoulders. We have to make this entertaining, right? Let your feet rock from side to side. So, obviously you don't have to roll. This is just a nice way to experience a little bit more space in the front of the shoulder after we did our reclining dancer pose. Let's try the other way. I'm going to scoot to the left a little bit. Don't hit the wall. So, come into your Bhujangasana, your cobra. Guide the heart forward, and then reach back for your legs. Keep moving the heart forward as you kick up. Keep moving your toes away from the head. One more round of breath. Get your roll onto the left. This might be your spot. You might be halfway, or you might roll all the way. It's a variation of bridge pose. We're grabbing on the ankles. I'm going to look straight up so I don't look towards you and sweep my neck. And then we'll come back, keeping the hips high. Bring the arms by the side. Rise up to your cobra, your up dog, and then come back to your table. We're going to take an interlace of the hands in dolphin pose just to release the upper back and shoulders. For this one,
Instead of looking forward, look toward your toes and just pulse your chest towards bent knees. Look towards your thumbs and then pulse your chest towards bent knees. We can go back a little bit deeper with our knees bent, and this helps us open up the upper back, shoulders. And then you can straighten the legs if you want and line up the ears with your biceps. Come on down to your knees. Come on back to your table. Swing your hips around and go ahead and lie on your back. Keep your knees bent. Use a little core to get to the floor. Now we'll finish with bridge pose. Elbows next to the ribs. Lift up for your bridge. If you did these with your hands grabbing your heels and you're nice and open, lower down, flip your palms by the ears. And come up to your weight. Keep breathing. Go ahead and lower down. Good. So we did quite a bit of back bending. We're going to counterbalance by opening up the hips and releasing the lower back. If you'd like to do one more wheel or one more bridge, go for it. If not, walk your feet to the edges of the mat and just let the knees windshield wiper from side to side. After back bends, this is really nice. You'll feel that it's releasing some of the glutes that we sometimes overly contract when we're moving into our back bends to get up. You do a lot of them, your glutes are contracting a lot, they pull on your lower back. And then if you go straight from back bends to drawing your knees into the chest, sometimes your back does not like it. So just a little safety before you go from back bends to forward folds or drawing the knees into the chest. Cool. Now that we've released the lower back, lift your knees so that they're right over the hips. Keep your sacrum on the floor. Grab the knees, but don't pull them into the chest. Just let them rock from side to side. Kind of a neutral pose for the back before we start to open up those hips. Yeah. Let your left leg drop to the floor. Place the right ankle on top of the left thigh. Draw the right inner thigh away from you. You can use a little resistance if that's okay on your knee. Yeah. And then if you want to feel more, draw your left knee into the chest. Lift your left heel so it's a little higher than your knee. So all of that experience is on your outer right hip, not your left hamstring. Reach through, grab on to the hamstring. Keeping that leg bent will focus it more on your outer hip. If you need to feel more, grab onto your right leg with both hands and lower the left knee. If you still need more, wrap your right foot into the little hook of your left elbow and then take your variation of reclined pigeon. Your head should be able to rest on the floor. If your head's able to rest on the floor, feeling more resistance, straighten your left leg a little bit or a lot. Happy little reclining pigeon. I've got these nice skylights so I get to watch the clouds go by in my pigeon pose. Good. Now, if you're not in reclining pigeon and you're still in figure 4, come into happy baby pose just to open the hip. Yeah. If you want to keep the pigeon and move a little bit deeper, you can bring the big toe towards the forehead. Yeah. Or come into happy baby and join us. Both feel good. Finishing off this side, keep the happy baby. Walk your left foot to the midline and let your left hip open. So you're taking a Baddha Konasana or a cobbler's pose with the left leg. So your left knee, instead of pointing to the sky, is dropping and you're pressing the left inner thigh. You'll feel a little bit more resistance right here. Great. Lower the right leg. Keep the right knee pointing towards the sky. Left ankle on top of the right. Maybe a little guidance of the hip away, keeping that foot flexed. This could be your spot. Or if you need to feel more, lift the right heel off the floor a little higher than the knee so you see your toes at this downward angle. All that focus is on the outer glute and piriformis. For some of you, the second you straighten the leg, it all goes to your hamstring. You still get a little hip opener, but if you keep pushing back and your sacrum to the floor, it's all right here. You need to feel more. Either hold on to the leg with both hands, or wrap it around. Make sure that head's resting on the floor so you're not straining the neck, and then you can move that heel forward or heel away from you. Little reclining pigeon pose, your version. If you're not in pigeon pose, when you're in figure 4, bring your left leg into happy baby pose. A little rocking from side to side might feel nice along the muscles along the spine. If you're in happy baby, go ahead and stay there. If you're not, either come into happy baby pose or bring the big toe toward your forehead. Yeah. Good. So left leg stays in happy baby pose. The right heel walks in. Right knee drops out so that we're opening up the hips with a little bit more resistance than cobbler pose. Rocking from side to side feels really nice on the glutes, lower back. Feels like you're getting a little massage at the end of your practice. I don't know about you, but without getting my monthly massage, this has been funky on my body. Left leg stays, happy baby with the right. Good. Press the sacrum down to the floor. And then we're going to play with those two variations. Happy baby, bottoms of the feet together. Interlace the hands around the pinky toe sides of the feet. Draw your heels down towards your seat. And then push your knees towards the back of your mat. With the knees pushing forward, it'll lift your head and shoulders off the floor. Try not to use your neck muscles to lift. Let the neck muscles be relaxed and let the knees moving away from the torso pull you up and stretch the lower, upper, mid back. Keep the diamond shape, expand the diamond shape, so move the heels farther away from your seat. So you're creating a bigger diamond shape with the legs. And you'll know when to stop. Maybe it's the toes over the chest, maybe it's over the head, maybe it's reaching for the floor behind your mat. Either way, we're just moving between these two extremes, massaging the back, grabbing forward and back. As you start to rock forward and backward slowly, check in with the breath again, and then check in with the activity in your mind. Hopefully, you're finding a little bit more space, a little bit more peace in your mind as you slow the movements down. The mind doesn't have to think as much. I'd like you to take any last movement for your body that is necessary for Shavasana. Some of you like to do twists. Some of you like to do shoulder stand. Be careful if you're doing shoulder stand. Some of you like to come up to a seat and do your forward folds. Whatever feels like the right way to end your practice for your body, go ahead and do that. But let your intuition guide you so that you can turn off some of that activity in your mind. I'm going to come up to my seat. As you finish your finishing postures, you can prepare for your Shavasana. If you'd rather have silence in your Shavasana, turn down the volume. The Shanti mantra, or this peace mantra, is taking us from the illusion that we experience in this big life play that we get so attached to, this physical body, where we actually think that we are the body and the name, and we forget there's a deeper and more important layer of self. So this mantra is really about moving from the illusion that we're experiencing back to true self, back to true reality, which is that soul connection and why we do yoga. We're trying to connect with our soul. So as you settle into
your Shavasana. Let the breath soften. Let go of guiding the breath. Really arrive for yourself in your Shavasana. Let go of any thought patterns that are keeping you distracted from being present for yourself. Let them just melt and dissolve into peace. Enjoy the pulse, the vibration. Asatoma Sahagamaya Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya Rityoma Amritam Gamaya Asatoma Sahagamaya Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya Rityoma Amritam Gamaya Asatoma Sahagamaya Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya Rityoma Amritam Gamaya. And just stay in Shavasana for a couple more minutes. Or if you'd like to chant with me, you can follow along. Hopefully you can see the board. Asatoma Sahagamaya Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya. Asatoma Sahagamaya Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya Rityoma Amritam Gamaya. From the unreal to the real, from that experience of darkness to enlightenment, from death to immortality, Shanti Shanti. If you're still in Shavasana, start to work your way to your fetal pose and hang out for a moment. Asatoma Sahagamaya Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya Rityoma Amritam Gamaya. Give yourself a moment to find a comfortable seat and really receive, absorb, and experience all the effects of your practice. And I always remind myself that the practice doesn't end on the mat, it just begins there, because we really need all of these tools in real life, the real life that we're living right now. And moving from that mantra, that head space, into the heart space, you can do it anytime. Just chant a simple mantra, Om or Soham, I am connected to all that there is, Soham. So when you get distracted, come back to a mantra, their mind protection, mind release. Thank you so much for sharing your practice, your day, and your time with me. This is the chant. You can practice it at home. It's a free class, or donate if you're feeling it. Tomorrow, 6 p.m., Instagram, but I'm doing the Facebook one on Zoom. So I will give you the information. I'd love to see your faces instead of a blank screen because I'm missing the connection. So I'm going to try Zooms. I'll keep uploading to Facebook so you still have practices. But I'd love to see you guys on Zoom, 6 p.m., and I'll give you guys the information. Happy Thursday, y'all.
Did you save it? Did you save it?